Hello everyone, very good morning and good evening. Welcome to the Step Up Circus from Sastrageek Solutions, and I am Parminder this side. In today's session, we would be covering it as a SAP Plant Maintenance PM. I myself is not an expert in PM. Okay, Mr. Avni is an expert in PM who would be joining in. Okay, and he would be conducting the session. He would be giving you a quick overview of SAP PM Plant Maintenance, and from the next weekend, we are also starting a training batch for SAP PM. So we thought that it would be good. It would be good to conduct a quick overview session on SAP PM plant maintenance. Okay. So let me start with the topic. So our today topic is we want to give you the overview of SAP PM plant maintenance. Now SAP PM, I would give a quick 10 minutes overview, and then would be handing it over to Avni. He would be taking you into the detail of the business processes, and he will also jump into some kind of transaction, what kind of transactions happens. So the first thing is that we want to speak about the PM. Now, the name of the PM module is a little bit confusing. That we have the people who are new with SAP. We have SAP ECC. ECC is the model which many companies right now using, but everybody is switching to S/4HANA. In ECC, the module was named with the name Plant Maintenance or PM, and in S/4HANA it is used with the name Enterprise Asset Management. So if you hear the SAP Enterprise Asset Management or PM Plant Maintenance, they both are more or less the same module. They both are talking about the same modules, right? So one thing you should be clear, Enterprise Asset Management or Plant Maintenance, don't get confused with the names. If you're looking for the job, I would request you to use both in your CVs, Enterprise Asset Management and Plant Maintenance, because you don't know, most of the jobs are still coming with the Plant Maintenance name, but you don't know that some of the job requirements, they require Enterprise Asset Management. That is written in the job description, and the AI tools, when automatically it compare with your CVs, it would be missing that information. So please make sure you mention both of the information. Now let's talk about what is this module and what this module does. So I would be giving you the overview of the module, a quick overview, and how it integrates with the other modules. Then Avni would be going ahead and he would be pitching in to take you into the detail of the business processes. Now, plant maintenance, as the name suggests, it is something related to maintenance. कुछ ना कुछ तो maintain करना पड़ेगा, कुछ ना कुछ maintenance करना पड़ेगा, right? Something related to the maintenance. So as the name suggests, it is something related to the maintenance. So we have, specifically, you will see this module getting implemented in the manufacturing industry. Okay, in the manufacturing industry where some kind of manufacturing is happening, or into the construction industries, or project specific work is happening, those industries where basically heavy machines, equipments has been used. In those industries, you would be finding a lot of machines are there. When machines are there, those machines maintenance also would be required, right? Some machines will go into the breakdown. काम करते करते बंद हो जाएगी, it will go into the breakdown. So from that breakdown, we need to recover it. And we need to do a lot of actions so that that machine does not fall down, right? The normal cycle would be, you would be doing a purchasing. Okay, you will do the purchase. You will do the manufacturing. And you will do the sell. And finance would be linking with all of these modules, right? But to do the manufacturing, there is the machines are there around the manufacturing, right? There would be so many machines are there. We need to maintain those machines. Okay, for the maintenance of this machine, you should be having a process for the plant maintenance, for the maintenance of the machines. If the machine got breakdown, somebody need to create a notification, and that notification should be available in the system so that you come to know that which machine in which area. Plants would be very big. Some plants which I have seen, that from one place to another place, you cannot go by walking. You need to go by a vehicle from one place to another place. Within the plant itself, you can take a drive of 15 kilometers. That big the plants can be sometimes, right? So those big plants, where exactly the machine is, which machine got breakdown, what is the sensitivity of the breakdown, right? Those information should be available in the system, so that someone who need to maintain it, he would be able to see that information, and he should be able to take the next action. So that is called that is called the corrective maintenance. So for that corrective maintenance, a process should be there in your system, where basically you would be able to create a notification, you would be able to create a plant maintenance order, and on top of it, you would be able to work that how to fix those. Then on other side, when we have so many machines, and if a machine gets breakdown, your manufacturing impacts a lot. There's a huge and a lot of impact on the manufacturing if the machine gets breakdown. So to overcome that impact, what we do the preventive maintenance. A preventive maintenance orders would be created, that this machine, after every 6 months, we need to make sure that we do the preventive maintenance. It's like a preventive maintenance is like you take your car for a service every year, right? One day you need to book that your car will go for the services would be done, and it will come back. And at that day, you are not planning anything, you are not going out for a trip that day, right? So you need to book that time for your car and get the maintenance done. So your car is not under the breakdown, but still you need to check all of the parameters so that when you're driving it, suddenly it does not go into the breakdown, right? So that way, all the machines also would be required. When you have a manufacturing, all the machines would also be requiring it, the preventive maintenance, so that the breakdown does not happen. Before the breakdown happens, in the preventive maintenance, we are taking care. So the chances of machine going to the breakdowns can be reduced. So planning of these preventive maintenance would be required, right? So in this process, PM would be having, the plant maintenance might be having your corrective maintenance orders or preventive maintenance orders. Now, this corrective maintenance order, preventive maintenance order, the order management will come into the picture, where the order management need to happen. That is the core part of the PM or enterprise asset management. But this would be linking with the multiple different modules. Okay. These orders, when you would be executing these orders, you need to plan some material. Some of the spare parts would be going into the this maintenance order, right? So where basically you need to, from the inventory, from the store, you need to call the spare parts, which would be used in this, and those spare parts will get consumed against your order, which means it get interlinked with your inventory management. With the inventory management modules, the goods movement need to happen, and the goods issue to the inventory need to happen to your orders, where IM comes into the picture. And because the inventory is getting issued, is changing, your FICO module will also come into the picture. That's where the integration will happen. The PM would be integrating with the IM, inventory management, and the PM would be integrated with the FICO. What another modules the linkage would be there? Let me ask this question to you. Inventory management, the plant maintenance would be having a linkage with the inventory management. It would be having a linkage with the finance. Which another module it would be linking with, and for what purpose? Quickly over the chat. If you don't know the answer, type NI, but everybody should type something, because I want to make sure you don't defocus. This is kind of a tactic. We use it to ask something which you need to use your hand and type on your keyboard, so that your focus shift back onto this session. Otherwise, it would be very difficult to be focused in these sessions. This is the quick actions I'm giving you, so that you type something to bring your focus back here. भैया QM से linked होगा, PP, QM, PP, it would be linked, PP, it would be linked. Okay, when you're putting the module name, what purpose, for what purpose it would be linking? Also mention that. Asset management, in FICO asset management, it would be linking. MM, it would be linking. QM, it would be linking. SD, it would be linking. Outbound, SD, outbound delivery. Okay, I will come to SD where the SD linkage is there. MM to provide materials. Very good. That's the Pablo which is giving answer. That answer I'm expecting. Module and for what purpose the linkage would be. Now, this spare parts, you need to also buy this spare parts, right? Because you want to buy this spare parts, so it will link with your MM module, or which is called sourcing and procurement module, because you want to buy this material, spare parts buying, you need to do it. So this would be linking with your MM and sourcing and procurement modules. On the other hand, you need not to only buy, you need to also plan it. How much buying I need to do it? When I should buy it, right? The planning would also be required. You need to plan this material so that the correct stock can be bought. So this planning would be linking it to your PP module, specific planning part of the PP, it would be linking with. So planning will come into the picture. Your buying, MM and sourcing and procurement will come into the picture to bring the stocks. When you would be doing this corrective maintenance and preventive maintenance, right? You need to also make sure that your machine, there should not be a plant order, there should not be any production orders are happening when this is under the preventive maintenance, right? So here also, it would be linking with another module is PP. To make sure your preventive maintenance order is consuming the capacity of your work center so that the production orders are not scheduled. If you want to do it with automations, your APO or PPDS, production planning and detailed scheduling, is a separate module will come into the picture to interlink with the plant maintenance. With the PPDS, you would be able to use your link your work center with the machines, and if the machine is going under the is having a plant maintenance order, system would be not be planning any production on them. For the production, it will say that it is not available. Okay, they are basically the production or the planning, advanced planning like PPDS linkage can be there. Right? What would be the linkage with the sales? How this would be linking with the sales? How the SD module would be linked? Quickly. What would be the linkage with the sales? Quickly over the chat. Some people mentioned the SD module. Make to order. Make to order, ठीक है, but what would be the linkage with the make to order of the plant maintenance? Avni is saying that WM also would be having a linkage because we are getting it issued from the inventory. WM and EWM also would be having a linkage. That's correct. NI into the chat window. If you don't know the answer, quickly type NI. Sale of the equipment. Praveen is going into the right direction. Sale of the equipment. Okay. Quickly, if you don't know the answer, that what would be the linkage with the SD module? Put NI. Okay. Now the linkage would be coming, let's say if you are into the industry, let's say you are producing the plant, you are producing the big machineries, equipments, right? Let's say you are producing ACs, air conditioners, right? The big air conditioners which is installed into the different companies or into the different malls, the big air conditioning units which is installed, that is what you are manufacturing it and you are selling. So to manufacture that, you would be having a plant maintenance orders, right? But when you sell those units, to your customers, after selling, you need to also provide services for them. You need to also maintain those ones which you have sold. So you have sold the equipments. That equipment, you need to also maintain it because you would be bounded with a 2-year service contract or a 5-year service contract you would be bounded with, right? So there basically you would be also selling your services, the plant maintenance, the maintenance of the AC you would be doing. You are selling that service. So you will be maintaining it, but you are maintaining for the customer, right? You will be maintaining for the customer. If that breakdown happened, the customer will be sending you the notification, right? The notification would be sent from the customer. There basically there's a strong linkage, and let me use a different color for this. there would be a strong linkage of the plant maintenance module with the two modules, with SD and customer service. Customer service would be linked with SD, and the customer service would be having a link with plant maintenance, where from SD you would be selling your equipments.
Don't forget to subscribe our channel and click on bell icon to update yourself with latest SAP videos.
And you would also be selling the services. Selling of the services would be taken care by the CS module, customer service, and customer service would be handling those equipment at the customer sites. And if the notification comes, we need to also maintain, we need to create a plant maintenance orders, which we would be doing for the customer. We are not doing for ourselves, but we are doing for the customer, right? We are selling our we are selling our maintenance services. So it would be having a strong linkage with the module CS called customer services, where we sell our services and we maintain the equipment for the customer. There it would be having a strong linkage with SD and CS. There would be a linkage with another modules also when you need to create those your machines in your system as asset management. Again, FICO linkage would be coming as asset management. So you understand that how big the module is. It has a multiple trails to it, and it has a multiple linkages to it, right? So that is this plant maintenance module. You will not see that each and every place it is implemented. If you are having a company who is just doing a buying and selling, they would not be having enough equipments. They would not be having a plant maintenance module. But wherever the plant maintenance module is there, plant maintenance is kind of a niche. We call it a niche technology because there are not so many people who understand this business process, who can visualize this business process, and who knows how to do this in SAP, right? There are very few people. That's where, because it has a strong linkage with the manufacturing and it will be having a strong linkage with MM, many times we ask our SAP consultants, like PP and MM consultants are the two consultants, which would be many times asked to get cross-trained onto the module like PM. Okay, if you are into the MM module, if you are into the PP module, if you pick the plant maintenance as a module, with combination of that, your chances for the next jobs and getting a good opportunities will accelerate and will increase like anything, because now you are having a combination of two modules. If the plant maintenance is there, you can serve. If the PP is there, you can serve. In Accenture, I have seen people doing a combination of MM and plant maintenance. They can handle both. Those consultants are there. In PwC, I have seen a lot of people having a combined skills between PP and PM. They know both of the modules. Whichever the project comes, company put them into that project. So multi-skilling would be very good. This if you are having a MM knowledge, PP knowledge, PM is a module which you can combine with. Or if you are working into the plant maintenance site as operations, this is a very good module to pick it up and to get your career in SAP. We'll talk about more about the careers at the last, but this is the part where basically I would like to introduce our main trainer who would be taking this ahead, Mr. Avni. I would like to introduce him. So before I put the gun to Avni, let me give a quick introduction for Avni. Okay. So Avni is having a more than 12 years of experience into the SAP. He is working as a SAP PM consultant, and he has a cross-function knowledge. Apart from PM, whatever the periphery modules are there, he is having a very good knowledge on that. If you are onto the LinkedIn platforms, you might be aware of Avni. He is doing an awesome job on the LinkedIn to create awareness on the PM. The kind of blogs he has written, the kind of content he has created on the plant maintenance module is simply awesome. And by willingly he's available to share the knowledge, and he also do a lot of career counselings like I do it. Okay, he also do a lot of career counselings to make sure that the people are guided into the right path, and the PM is his core skill. So when it comes to the knowledge sharing, and when we are connected with the Avni for quite some long time. He's having expertise, 12 plus years of experience, handling a multiple projects with the multinational companies. So we are into the discussion for quite long time to bring Avni on board, Avni, for our SAP Enterprise Asset Management training. But he's so busy into the different projects. But this time you are able to get a chance so that he can come into this platform first in the Step Up Circles, share some knowledge, share some insights on the PM. And later on from next weekend, he is also giving us time to do a full training session of 40 hours of training sessions, a full module training on SAP PM, starting from the coming weekend. Okay, with that brief introduction, a warm welcome, Avni, to the Step Up Circles.
Thank you, Pramila sir. So yeah, as you were like drilling down the PM perspective, I was quite interested into getting more on it. So just check out from the participants who are more of interested into PM.
Okay, so you want to check who are the participants who are more interested into the PM side, right?
Like, type in yes, no, something.
Okay, quickly put yes if you are interested into the PM. Let's bring some excitement so that Avni can get it started.
And in the meanwhile, I'll just share my screen so that I can showcase some SAP screens. Mostly what I came to know, like more of the, everyone is like a consultant here. No one is a newbie. Like if someone is there, so they might not be aware of SAP screens, how it, how we traverse between tabs and different in PM area. And there is a lot of confusion what we see normally in PM. So all those things we are going to take in these sessions. As rightly mentioned by Pramila sir, that we have EAM called and PM. So in the market, you have to put on yourself as EAM consultant and PM both. Okay, let me share my screen now. Is it up now? Yep. So as rightly mentioned, like, what is EAM? So as it, the full form is Enterprise Asset Management. Now, the simple answer would be any organization who wants to manage or maintain their assets, this module will come in picture. So what we say, like what an organization is, for whom we are going to manage. So that's a enterprise. What we are going to manage, that's the asset, and how we are going to manage it. So that's the management, the planner group, right? So we know there are planners in SAP area. Why use PM? So this is a module which will give you automation and give you the insights of how your cost is moving, how your planning should be done, how you are scheduling it. Now,
Avni, just to come, can you put the presentation mode on? PPT on the presentation mode. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you, Pramila. Okay. So as we say, right, it is quite integrated with every modules, and SAP as a ERP itself says that it should be integrated, right? So now for PM, what are the different modules that we integrate with? And we have already seen like a lot of comments coming in. Finance is there, asset accounting is there, which is not quite taken up from everywhere. But yes, we have asset accounting to be mapped with plant maintenance. Then we have HR. So this was not one of the module that I didn't see coming in. So yes, HR is also mapped with PM, integrated with PM, because you need labors, right? You need man hours, the crew members. So those are the work centers. And there is what human resources HR system will become in picture. Let it be success factor nowadays in S4HANA. So yes, we can take a HR mini master and integrate with SAP PM. Okay. there was one of the module that I was just expecting it to come in, that is PS module, project system. So we have budget, we have networks, we have projects, WBS, right? So these terminologies, the PP consultants, the MM consultants might have heard, but getting it integrated to PM, that is quite interesting. So we'll go through these all in the details once we get into SAP system. So basically, whenever like we see why we use SAP PM, so it is just for tracking and automatically doing the repair of any uh, equipment, facilities. Let's say you have a city to be maintained. There also PM can be used. It's not only like you have to have a equipment in place. So I have worked with businesses where they completely like maintain their city. Like we have in India, we have PWDs, right? Where they maintain the drainage system, they maintain the sanitation, they maintain uh, the lighting, the street lights. So these all can be done using PM module, right? Interesting, right? So this is one of the perspective we can see. Now, how is PM organization structured in SAP language? We were more of talking about theoretical, what is about PM, but now how we'll start defining these in SAP system. Now there is a hierarchy. So this is the hierarchy we will be building in SAP system. So coming to client, right? So you will have the highest level of the single client that we'll be maintaining for. Then it drill down to the company codes where your profits will be going in. Let it be the general ledgers will be pitching in. Then comes your plant, where the actual game starts for plant maintenance. Now, plant will be divided into two different modules, that is planning plant and maintenance plant, right? So the maintenance plant, what is maintenance plant is the exact location where your equipment has to be maintained. It is kept there. But how the planning plant come in picture? Maybe you might have seen like the senior officials, they go in the corporate office, right? And they plan it according to the budget or something related to the company decisions. So they are sitting at a different plant, but they take decisions for maintenance plant, right? So here comes the link between planning plant and maintenance plant, correct? And now there are like many PM consultants in this group. So I see like plans always will be created by MM consultant. As a PM consultant, we don't create plans, okay? So this is the first configuration, because in SAP, everything that you do is more about the data and the configuration, how you configure the SAP system. So this is the first configuration that you will be touching in, like maintaining or assigning the plant to a planning plant. So this is the first activity you will be doing in PM. Now, as we were discussing more about the integrations, right? So here comes a clear picture, like how these, what are the objects, right? SAP runs on different objects. So we have equipment, that is a technical object. We have a functional location, that is a master data we call in, but that's a object. So similarly, these terminologies will come in play when you get in more details of SAP PM, how it is linked to different modules. FI, where we will link to, right? I think Pramendra sir was asking how it is linked. So this is the answer we would be expecting. Like settlement rule is there, valuation variant is there, cost elements are there. So these are the objects, the master data, that data we will be linking to each other. PP, very minimal, very highly integrated, because anywhere the PP is going on the floor, you have PM module there, right? Doing production will need a machine to run, and to maintain that machine, to keep it running, we need PM, right? So we will see in the next slide how PM business processes are defined, because to maintain something, we need certain process to be followed. And that is what all SAP ERP is about, right? So PS is very interesting integration that will come to know in detail in the sessions like WBS, projects, network, budget, right? So this will understand. Now, this I call it as a master integration. Every module in SAP will be linked with the technical, right? So if you customize something, you need code to be written. That is done by ABAP codes. Now we have different other methodologies to do. We have OData services to connect different systems, like UI5 system. We have basis. If you don't have a basis consultant integrated with any module of SAP, the system is not gonna run, right? If you face any table issues, right? So there are basis system will be come in picture. Anything related to admin, that is basis. Security. Now let's say like we have a planner, we have a technician, we have a CXOs. So not everyone will be allowed to take decisions or see like look at your data. So that is where security is very important in PM module. As in FI, normally we say like it is very important, security is very important. But similarly, I have seen in my career, PM also has a lot of integrations with security, and it has to be taken very uh, cautiously, like because one of the department cannot see what is going on with the another department machine. That is not to be done. Or let's say what cost we are allocating, what are the labors that were working, what are the crew members, the qualifications. We cannot publish to everyone. So that's where security comes in picture. A technician, right? The person who is going to do the real activity, he should not get the access to uh, do the planning, right? Because he's not qualified enough to do the planning. So he will be given only the transaction access, which is related to his activities, core activities. So yes, this will be touching more on like I'll be defining how this should be done. Every consultant should know how PM security runs.
Don't forget to subscribe our channel and click on bell icon to update yourself with latest SAP videos.
Then definitely PM is very much tightly integrated. So every MM consultant you see, they might be doing every PM consultant, I can say, must be having understanding of MM because you reserve the stock items. You put up purchase requisition for any spare part that is not available in the warehouse or let's say our inventory system. So that's where requisition will be put on. Then it goes to the PO. Then the good receipt or the IR, everything will be done. So that is one part. One interesting part is serialization that I mentioned in the chat earlier, right? So this is serialization of refurbishment process. So it will be quite interesting to learn in the detail when we go in SAP systems. Okay, so coming to master data, right? So in SAP, every module has their own data sets. SAP will not run without a consistent and a good data quality of data. If you don't have a quality data in the system, you will not get a good report. Reporting will be not authenticated, right? So that's why a lot of control is given to master data. A lot of importance will be given to master data. I saw some like we have candidates with boards experience, right? So what boards people will be doing is like they are uploading the master data. So they might quite find interesting about these understanding the nuances of these master data in SAP PM because PM has a lot of master data. I have mentioned more of like 10, I guess, but two in total, in anyone asks you or you encounter anywhere. So you have 17 master data in PM. But it depends on the business, or like the domain of that business, the requirement, which master data they want to carry forward with. But still, the work centers, the materials, the function location, the equipment, I can say the bombs, the task list, and very specifically, the maintenance plan would be the core ingredient of your SAP PM implementation. So yes, we will be going through these master data, definitely. But yeah, we'll touch base with permits, the warranties, the class characteristics, and we have the PRTs, measuring point, the counters. So these all things will be going on with how this master data, the creation of master data, the use of master data, how these master data are integrated, how they are loaded in, how they are like loaded in the system initially. Because master data, we have two different, I think, if you might be knowing, like we have three different data sets in SAP. One is master data, we have configurational data, and we have transactional data. So master data is not that every time changes in your system. Once done, it drives your transaction day to day. So this is what I was talking more about, like master data, transactional data, and the configurational data. What are the transactional data in SAP PM? We have work orders, we have notifications, the measuring documents. So these are things like on the floor that is running, happening, right? Day-to-day basis, they create. A person goes in the system, create a work order. And here comes the transaction codes, right? So here it will be IW31. So these transaction codes will be there. Now we have Fury. So we have Fury IDs, app IDs. So we'll be learning all those things during our sessions. Then we have certain configurational data. This is very interesting, right? You do configure the system to run transactional data and create a master data, right? So these data will be coming as configurational data. What are these? You might have seen the statuses, right? We have two different type of status: system status, and we have user status. Let me go through the one of the SAP system, right? And will be more of interesting in seeing, looking at screens, the real live systems SAP. Give me a second. Why I'm going into the SAP system is whatever we looked at the PPT, right? So we need to relate it to SAP landscape, right? So that's where like you will be now seeing this. I was talking about statuses, right? So here we don't have any user status. Only thing is system status configured in the system, right? So these are the placeholder for your SAP user statuses. And lot of things in SAP is done using status. You can control your whole business process using this statuses. So it is very important to understand the bits and pieces of how we can use this in our implementation. Now coming back to my presentation. So we were talking about function location and equipment, right? So these is the we call it as a technical object. So this is the basics of your plant maintenance, how your plant will be divided in different, as I think Pramendra rightly mentioned in the beginning, like plants are big, the manufacturing plants are very big. We need like vehicles to move from one department to another department, right? So if someone goes in SAP system, how they will find where they have to maintain it, where the real equipment is placed, what activity I have to do, right? So we need a levels of system to reach there. So that's how we distinguish between functional location and equipment. So there are like a lot of interview questions that are placed on these two different topics. So we'll go in much detail once we are in the sessions. Then coming to the business process, right? So I was more of talking how it is done. So I normally call, this is my terminology, like we do inspect, we do plan, schedule, execute, and close. So once you know this IPsec, you are set to start your PM process, right? So inspection, you go to a plant, you see anything, that is called notification, right? Even if you see like something is not happening, like any vehicle is parked at a different place, you can notify someone. So that is the use of, that's the minimum use you can do using SAP PM in notification, by creating a notification. And normally till now what I have seen, like notification access is given to every employee of the business, the plant, so that it's not restricted to specific business units. Okay, only the technician, only the PP guys can create a notification. Anyone can create, because any hazard, like the plants are like nuclear plants, you have aerospace industry, you have manufacturing industry, chemical industry, right? So any leakage, anything that can be done, you see wires falling here and there, you see any ladder kept where it should not be. So everything, every person knows the basics, right? This should not be kept here, so water is on the floor. So this can be managed using notification. That's the depth of use of this module, I can say. Now once this has been done, right, so the person who has notified, he is not going to do the work, right? Who will be doing? We have a dedicated team. Those are called planners, the executioners, the crew members, they will be doing it. So once the notification is created, it goes to the planners. They prepare the job, they assign which of my crew members are present that day, so he can assign those to the that work order, that notification. What material I will need to rectify this, the correct or repair the equipment. So that spare part you will get from the warehouse, your inventory system. And then what are the tools or equipment you're going to need? Tools like PRTs. You need a spanner, right? So those all planning will be done there, assigned to the work orders. Once that planning is done, what's the next step? We will be moving to scheduling, right? Once we know what has to be done, now we need to know when it has to be done, right? So that's come under scheduling. So there we check labor availability, equipment availability, right? Then different modules are in AAM, that comes under WCM. So there's a like lot of different terminologies specifically, will not be touch base those topics, but yes, those are considered into the PM area. Then comes the execution part. What we'll be doing here, right? So once the supervisor gets and created the work orders, so we get it printed, right? Let me go again back to SAP. So you see this work order, right? This is test work order, where on this function location, I need to do some activities. What activities we need to do? Where we'll write it? So this is a operation tab. We write it here. What we need, we go to the component tabs. How much cost will be involved? Go to the cost tab. Who will be doing? Who all service providers will be included? Go to the partner, like your service provider, or let's say if any spare part has to be made, given to the vendor, so that is your partner. You are taking services from that vendor, so you can use this tab there. This tab is objects, because you can use in a multiple ways. Like same work orders can be utilized to have been worked on different equipment, different systems that you can mention here. You'll say here equipment, materials, right? So you can assign multiple equipments on the same work order. So these are tricky questions during your interviews you might be facing. So we'll go through this in details. Now you have planning, right? So if it is a preventive work order, so you might be needing this planning tab in detail. And there are like a lot of customization you can do to this screen. You can give 2 different tabs here. So we'll go through the configuration once we go. I'll let you know like how these tabs pop it up. You might have seen if in your SAP system. right? So this is what I was talking about, execution and planning, right? So this all defines with the user status. You take a print out of this specific work order. How we take it print, right? So once you take this print out, right? So now I was showing you. Let me take a print preview. That's this gives you a very interesting understanding, right? This is the paper which actually the flow person takes in hand and goes to fix the equipment. Yes. See? So here what is written, like this is your work order and this is a corrective type. You go to the gearbox, fix the problem, right? So what are the activities you're going to do? You're going to do certain these activities. You have to take this material with you, right? So this is what your paper, like this is printed and given to the crew members. This is what I was discussing here, right? Execution. Now the real game starts here, execution. Then the technician, what they will do, right? To the supervisor, I have completed my job. So he goes through the confirmation. He does the confirmation and goes technically completed. Then finally, we have this technical completion, what I was talking about. And finally, a closure will be done. Like this work order, what we saw right now, will be closed in the system financially. All its cost will move to the general ledger, the cost centers, or the profit loss statements. It will move there. So that's what we can do here. Right? So remember always this terminology. And now in S4HANA, just to give you a understanding, we have phased-based maintenance, right? So this is what will help you to understand those terminologies in SAP S4HANA. Now, getting to configuration, right? So we do certain configuration to run the SAP system. And similarly, SAP PM is not apart from it. So we have to do certain configuration in SAP PM also. What are those? I have given just a glimpse of a work order type, right? So right now in SAP system, we created one SAP, right? You saw one SAP work order, right? You saw the work order, but to create this work order, you need this work order type, right? You need these main work centers. You need this planner group, where it will be coming from. We have to do a configuration. That is where it will be coming from. And these parameters you need to define in the system. Once this minimum activities are done, the minimum configurations are done, your system is ready to run, to create a work order and repair your equipment. So one more I have, like if time permits, we'll go more in detail. Like we have a difference between notification and work order. This might have come to, this question might have come to many of you. Like we have two different terminologies, like notification and work order. What is the difference between two? Why can't we take only one, right? So this is what we'll talk about. Like notification is just for recording, reporting, but work order will give you the actual cost. It is important to track your previous activities. How much cost was involved to maintain or repair a gearbox, a pump. So that will give you an advantage in your running. Like these things like normally give you a understanding once your business has already been like stable and down the line 5 years implemented SAP. So then you see to understand like what is the importance of these work order notification, right? You can understand the forecasting, right? So the same repair will need a different budget. So you know, like, okay, I required 5,000 to maintain this equipment in the first phase. Now definitely a bit of cost might have increased. So you can allocate the budget accordingly. So these things you can do. What are the different order types? Normally these questions will be coming in your mind. So there are breakdowns, there are corrective, preventive, very important. This is one of the key ingredients why SAP PM has been to be implemented in businesses. Preventive, right? As Pramila has given example about your car service, right? So you get a notification ahead that, okay, you don't need to recall, right? You don't need to remember the date when your car is going to your service. Neither. So you might be feeling, okay, my service center is always tracking my vehicle. No, he has a system in place which creates a work order against your name and your car. You get a call to get your car to the service center. So this is a business process. What comes in picture? This is a preventive business process. So similarly, you have refurbishment, calibration, capital, custom, different modules. So that's all about what we have to discuss. But yes, what in detail we'll be going in this session? What is the course that we'll be going through, right? We are going to cover all these topics. The overview of SAP. I'll also go through like not specifically to PM module, but any consultant should know what are the different types of projects they are going to work on, right? What are the different methodologies that they can work on, right? So these things we need to understand. What are the different way of like we have like now cloud, right? You understand cloud, on-premise, S/4HANA, these terminologies. We'll understand the insights of what these means. Then we'll go in detail of plant maintenance as an overview. Today we went through a bit, but in detail we need to understand. That was not the only in 1 hour session we can never complete. We can just understand what PM is all about. But once you get into the system, you'll feel really what is the importance of SAP PM, why a business needs SAP PM, right? So we'll go through the master data that we discussed right now in detail, how to create it, how to use it, when to use it. Then you have business processes that we discussed. We'll create each and every work order type and understand their flow. We'll come to learn about T codes, Fury apps, tables involved. Without tables, nothing is going to happen in SAP, right? Any data that you create goes and sits in a table. So as a PM functional consultant, we need to know what are the tables, where to fetch the data and give in the report, right? So that will cover it. I'll showcase how the configuration is done in the system, because if configuration is not in the system, this is all nothing, right? You can't do anything without configuration. We'll cover more of like in SAP, we call it RICEs, like we do customization, right? If your business doesn't fits into standard SAP PM, whatever SAP has given, your business doesn't need that. You have a different business process. You need something of your, let's say like 50 years of legacy, right? So you can create all those things using these terminologies, RICEs, reports, interfaces, conversion, enhancements, forms. I was talking about, right, trends. So these you can do here, forms. You have certain workflows, so you can define it. So these are the terminologies we will learn and understand how to use it. So I'll also give you the customization experience, how to write, how to deal with technical team. So I'll give those insights. We'll learn about the S/4HANA and ECC difference. This is the hot topic right now going in the market. So I'll give more insights. What is S/4HANA? Why you are using S/4HANA? Everyone has to move to S/4HANA after 2027, right? So right now, only I think 8 to 10% we call it. So they are on S/4HANA. So even now we have ECC systems in play. BMW, they are on still on ECC, right? So they will have to move to S/4HANA. 75% of the business are still like waiting for SAP to give them S/4HANA system, and business is planning to do. That is where we as a consultant will come in picture and try to grab the opportunity. But for that, we need to understand what are the differences between these systems. What are the different versions that we are going to work, right? So we'll understand these things in detail. And so this is all, Parminder, that I have to discuss more about. And if any questions comes in, I would be really happy to help them and answer those questions.
Thank you, Avni, for bringing the time in and then explaining the overview of SAP PM. I hope that with that explanation, you would be having a quite good idea that what the PM is and how the PM would be working and what kind of functionality would be there in PM as a plant maintenance as a module. If we have any question which is specific to the today's session, which is specific to the plant maintenance, any kind of questions are there, you can feel free to ask those questions. So now we'll be jumping into the second part where we'll be answering the specific question to the plant maintenance module. If you have any question, you can type onto the chat or you can raise your hand. Or if you would not be having any question related to the plant maintenance, then we'll be jumping into the third segment where we'll be covering the career counselings. If anybody is having a question related to the career, that will be covering it. Okay, so let me check if we have any questions which has been put up related to the plant maintenance PM. Abhishek Pal is having a question. Can we get an overview of intelligent asset management towards the end of the course? Avni?
We can, I can take in like IAM, and we have other like asset manager is a tool. So definitely I'll give insights of those tools, how we can use it. But getting into detailed configuration of it would be not being like easy to cover under 40 hours. Because itself it is a different module, which we need upgrades and different understanding. And IS utilities. So IS utilities more of covered using utilities business, the electricity domain, where CS is more of involved. So you don't find utilities having PM, but yeah, we can cover like in our extended sessions. I'll be covering these business terminologies. Just because I have been working into utility industries for 10 years. So yes, that is very close to me.
Okay, Bob has raised the hand. Bob, do you want to ask any question before we go through the chat questions?
Yes, yeah. This is Bob, and I'm a FSCM consultant. Avni has explained more. This PM, this module is aligned with manufacturing or flow, factory flow. So, what is value addition for me as a FSM consultant? Can you please give that perspective, please?
Pramila, like, is it when they say like FSM consultant, right?
FSCM consultant is financial supply chain management is what Bob is handling. So that is the advanced module of finance.
Okay.
That is the FSCM module is there. So if I would like to answer that question, Bob, that FSCM module does not have immediate linkages with the SAP PM module, but do you also aware about the finance module, Bob?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
You are also working with the finance, right?
Yeah. BAM, cash management.
Okay. So if you are also working with the finance, then you would be able to come to know that SAP PM, how it is linked with the another modules and what is the linkage with the plant maintenance module from the finance side, that you would be able to get it know from this training. Okay. And in your project, if the PM is getting implemented, if PM module is involved, then you would be able to do the discussion in much better way after having a knowledge on the PM, or any another project where the PM is implemented. If you go do the full course, you can participate as a PM consultant, or even as a finance consultant also you are there. You would be able to discuss you will be able to participate into the discussion with the better knowledge, and in deeper discussions, you would be able to take it up.
Okay, thank you.
Sure, Bob. I have a question from Mandeep. Can you help me how to begin a journey to consultant role? I am an end user of master data management. So Mandeep, just holding your question. First, tackling the question related to the plant maintenance, then immediately I will come to the career counseling questions and we'll discuss your question, Mandeep. Just stay maybe a few more minutes. Just Sidhu is having a question. Capabilities of a notification to have multiple units per parts for repair. Is a question, Jasdeep? Or Avni, do you understand this question? Capability of notifications to have multiple units per parts for repair.
That would be like a specific requirement in a business. So definitely if a person understands notification, we can do it.
Okay, if you want to elaborate your question, Jasdeep, you can raise your hand. I will give you the unmute access. And Beena is having a question. What would be the duration of the training and how many months it will take? Bhupender, can you answer the standard questions? The duration would be 40 hours, around 40 hours training would be there. Generally, we take 2.5 months to cover it. And the timings also, Bhupender, can you mention what timings would be there when we are starting? It would be every Saturday and Sunday, 7 p.m. IST in the upper link. Bhupender has mentioned. Just mention it again, Bhupender. Starting from 3rd of December. Chiranjit having a question. Does plant maintenance module involves integration of different system like SCADA and DCS in power plants? This is a generic question. Avni, you want to take it up? Chiranjit's question.
Very interesting question. So once we have these measuring points, right? So I think who asked this question? Chiranjit.
Yeah.
So yes, we can integrate all this SCADA system, DCS system in power plants. So definitely your maintenance plan, the measuring pointers will be involved here, and you have to create the master data here. So that's how it is linked.
Okay. Jasdeep, I have unmuted you if you want to ask the question.
Sure. Thanks, Parminder. Hey, Avni. Thank you. Yeah, my question was around because earlier the notification seemed to be just one-to-one. So there were rumors that now the notifications can handle multiple units so that you can create multiple repair orders or service orders with one notification. So is that true, Avni?
So this is a notification work order assignment. So there are like multiple work orders can be assigned to a single notification and other way. So now SAP S/4HANA has given that capability.
So now in the standard notification screen, we can have multiple units to be repaired or multiple products to be repaired. And then, I mean, I understand the capability of having the service orders.
Yes. Again, we have this object list, right? So we can use that functionality to handle this kind of situations. But still, you will have 3 different notifications in the system. That is M1, M2, M3.
Oh, so one notification cannot create multiple orders.
No, it will create. I was talking about the types of notification. So we create different types of notification for different activities, right? The breakdown has a different kind of use in notification. So that will be different. Then you have a request generation. That is different. You have activities to be done. So that is different.
Thank you. I mean, I'm good, Parminder. So I guess this is something which we can later discuss as well. So I'll not take everyone's time. Thanks.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Jasdeep. Senthil is asking how much do you charge for the PM training? Senthil, just click on the link which has been given and you would be able to get it enrolled from the link. The charges also would be mentioned there. Bhupender, I just share the link again. Just click there and the charges would also be there. It would be a bundled course where basically you would be having a recorded video, also access would be there. Live training sessions you would be able to attend. 3 months of server access would be there. A complimentary access to the Job and Mastery course, which will help you to prepare your CV and show implementation project exposure. That would be 60 to 70 hours of complimentary training course would be there. So that would be part of the bundle, and the price would be applicable from the price would be applicable for country to country based on the taxes. The price can little bit vary based on the country you are logging from. So click on the link and you can check the price. That is from Senthil, and Srinivas is having a question. Do you cover S4 Fiori apps configuration for plant maintenance? Srinivas, if you're asking whether the Fiori apps would be configured in our system, yes, Fiori apps would be available. Avni, can you mention that what details of the Fiori apps will be covering?
See, basically we'll be touching base on like all the Fiori apps, which is more of required frequently in the business. Will not be going much of detail because this is mostly the basics of PM, not on the S4HANA side. So business functionality will understand, but yes, I'll be giving you the look and feel and about Fiori apps.
So Srinivas, look and feel of the Fiori apps would be given. If you are more interested into the Fiori generally in our excellence training, I have created, which is my own course, is A to Z of Fiori for functional consultant that I have created. It's a 10 to 12 hours of course dedicated to Fiori, that how you can configure the applications, how the embedded analytics can work, and everything is available. Bhupender, you can just give a link to A to Z of Fiori course that you can subscribe additionally to get more deeper knowledge on the Fiori if you are interested in. Okay, this question has been answered. Srinivas has one more question. Any capacity planning topics integrated with the third party products? Capacity planning topics integrated with the third party products. Avni, do you understand what is the question? Actually, I don't.
I'll need more insights on this. I understand the capacity planning, but again, that is work centers that you configure in your system. But third party, we have different interfaces that we create. So either it is Primavera, we have Prometheus. So these are the basically every North American clients integrated. So we can use that. Yes, we can do using interfaces.
Srinivas, if you want, you can elaborate the question.
Yeah. Do you just hi Parminder and this Srinivas, see any integrations with like as you said, Prometheus, do you cover like a feel of the product, at least because most of the it's an important area for big corporations doing plant maintenance activities. I mean, it's a day-to-day activity of scheduling the workforce, right? Work centers for PM activities, preventive maintenance activities. They use some third-party tools. So if you cover some of them, popular one like as you said, Prometheus, that will add value, to the course, to the experience as well. Yeah.
So we can discuss about the interface because I have done that interface, so I can give my experience how we implemented it. But definitely we cannot. We don't have that license that okay, we'll see and how Prometheus look like, how it is integrated. But what is the core business functionality? Why we need to integrate? That is what SAP PM consultant does. We are not bothered about what Prometheus will be doing, right?
Yeah.
Interfaces will create it.
Okay. And do you like your server access you are giving for 3 months, right? That is on a project. What type of industry that is based on, the sample project?
So server access, let me answer the server access we are giving is S/4HANA 2022 server access. It would be SAP S/4HANA best practice system access on 2022. US best practice, India best practice would be there. It is not any industry specific server.
Don't forget to subscribe our channel and click on bell icon to update yourself with latest SAP videos.
Oh, okay. But what type of industry? Oh, okay. This is S/4HANA best practices server. Okay. So the data and all will be based on the best practices India company, right?
India
Based on
company,
that.
US company, and Germany company. 3 companies we have.
Okay.
Okay,
So
but we
all
will be
the
expecting that you can create your own data with the trainings provided. You would be able to create your own master data and practice in the system.
So use the same enterprise structure and equipment, all master data and all that use based on that same company, right?
You can use that data, but we don't allow to change any data in the system. If we see that you are changing some data, we'll block your access. So what we expect, you can create your own data. You can create your own function location.
Oh, okay.
You can create your own equipment wherever it is required, and then you can play around with the system.
Okay. And so the work orders confirmation, all that integration with the FI costing and other things, that will all be covered, right?
So definitely, I'll be creating, showcasing in SAP system. We'll be doing every transaction in the system and understanding the business process, like why we are doing this. We'll go through the creation of every work order, like breakdown, preventive. For preventive, we need maintenance plan, strategy-based plan, time-based plan. So we'll all cover those information. And definitely, whatever we'll cover is almost make you a interview ready. That is what I can guarantee.
Okay, that's good. Yeah. Okay. Including reports and other things, right? Reports.
Yes, you'll have PMIS system. So I'll be generating all IW38 report, cost analysis, WPS, everything will be covered.
Oh, okay. Okay, that would be good. Yeah. So what kind of industry background do you give? You know, the equipment is based upon, can you give me some idea about the type of equipment that you will be dealing with
So
during the course?
Course will check like normally we use standard machines. So that is a category called M in SAP system. So we will be creating M. So let's say like in one of the business process, we have to use a different category, right? And I think you are more of talking about what master data I will be creating in the system. So we can
Right.
take a generator or a motor or a pump because that is common, what we normally
Right.
maintain, right? Because if I take a drainage system, that is not acceptable to every PM module industry. So we'll take a motor and generator and we'll demonstrate that.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah. Thank you so much. That's all my questions right now. Thanks.
Thank you. Srinivas. I have a question from Praveen. Is WCM part of training? Avni.
Basically, we don't cover WCM in basic PM because that's a extended and enhanced module. And that's a niche that again, we need EHS module, and WCM has not to be covered in same training sessions because this is a different business specific business unit that you will be working on, and that doesn't come under your general PM activities. But yes, I can give you insights because I have worked on WCM also. So majorly like all the different models we talked about, IAM, asset manager, and WCM. I'll give you a brief introduction how it is and the look and feel. But again, getting into details, we can't cover that in 40 hours.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for answering that. I have one more question. Will plant maintenance will be offered in internship? No, plant maintenance as of now we have not included into the internship. Maybe we would be including in future, but as of now not included. Praveen is saying he has one question. Praveen, given unmute access to you, you can go ahead with your question.
Hello, Parminder. Hi, how are you?
I'm good, Praveen. How about you?
I'm also good. From last 3 to 4 months, I'm trying to connect with you. I'm trying to enhance my SD. I'm working with SD, one of the company. I joined as analyst and working as a now associate consultant.
Okay.
I listen about your that is teaching methodology and all these things. That is a very impressive and very successful trainer. I'm going to join your course, but I'm still busy in implementation project. And you, as per your training, as got information, you are giving opportunity to learn on the weekend also. Please share the SD module schedules and related. I'm a little bit interested in the LE and transportation management.
See, LE in the transportation management is a separate course, that is SAP TM course.
Yeah.
And the SD course is the SD mastery course we have and SD excellence course we have. So in total, we have 3 courses which you are asking: SAP SD mastery, SAP SD excellence, and SAP TM course, right? So
Yes.
SD courses would be starting, the mastery courses would be starting in the mid of December. We'll be
Okay.
having
Definitely,
a
I
new.
will try to join. Okay.
Yeah, and
First,
we
I will
give you the
refresh my
Excel.
knowledge on this SD. After that, I will join TM.
Yeah, that would also I would recommend. Increase your knowledge in SD, and then later on you can do the TM.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you. I don't see any further question onto the PM side. What questions I have now is related to the career counseling only. So if you, Avni, if you want to get dropped down, you can feel free to get it dropped down. I would be still continue to answer a couple of career related questions.
Thank you, everyone. Thanks, Parminder.
Thank you, Avni. We really appreciate you brought some time out and shared your knowledge and experience with all of the participants. Thank you very much for your presence.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Senthil is asking, when is the next MDG training planned? Senthil, next MDG training we are not planning, but if you are interested, you can go for the recorded session or you can drop an email. So the support team would be able to check when we can do the live sessions for the MDG. But the recorded sessions are available. Pablo is having a question. Recently enrolled for a fresher MM Mastery. I see that the 3-month server. Should I wait for starting using it until I have more knowledge on the matter, since I still don't know much about it? So Pablo, if the user ID and password has been given to you, your server access has been already started. If you have still not received the user ID and password, it means that your 3 months has not started it, right? I would suggest you that when you are going through the videos, whenever the practice session is there, practice on the system. Practicing on the system is very important. Server access, you can also take it later on. Once this server access is completed, you can take another server access for 3 months. You can subscribe by paying more. Okay, so just drop an email to support team to check whether your access counter has been already started or not. Then I'm having a question from Mandeep. Can you please help me to begin my journey to consultant role? I'm an end user for master data management. Mandeep, if you would be able to unmute yourself and explain what kind of activity you do as a master data, I would be able to suggest you better.
Hello. Hi, Parminder. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Please go ahead.
Yeah. Thank you so much for giving me the chance. So I'm doing master data management from almost 5 years, and I'm into like customer and material and vendor master creation and governance role. And I was not aware of the consultant role earlier, but now when I joined this new organization, I came to know that even I can go into consultation. So was not sure how to actually begin with. I've taken a few courses online, but I'm not sure that they are the right fit for me or not.
Okay, got it. So right now in your company, you are working to create the customer master data, vendor master data, and the material master data. It comes to you in an Excel sheet or in a form, and then you get it created in the SAP system. Is that statement right?
Yeah, close to that.
Okay, that's good. So because you are working on vendor and customer both, either you can start with SAP MM module, you can go with our SAP MM Mastery course, or you can go with the SAP SD Mastery course. One of these two you can get it selected, and you can work on that. That is what I would suggest you. If you are more interested into the sourcing and procurement side, go for MM Mastery or Sourcing and Procurement Mastery. If you are more intended towards the sales outbound logistics side, go for SD Mastery.
So what are the prospects like? Which one is more suitable? Because with automation, I was not sure which one to actually pick, and so
You-
much of
Mm.
updates happening.
Yeah, if you are not very sure, what you can do is that you can go for MM, Sourcing and Procurement Mastery, because you are handling Material Master and Vendor. So Material Master is generally handled more by the MM consultants, right?
Right.
So that's what I can suggest you. Go for MM Mastery. In MM Mastery bundle, you would be having access to Job Hunt Mastery. That Job Hunt Mastery course would be the one which you need to go through it, because that would be telling you that what a consultant does in the full life cycle of implementation project. That
Will it help me in the implementation as well?
yes, that will be helping you in the implementation Job and Mastery course. And if
Okay,
you
thank you so
subscribe
much.
for both MM Mastery and MM Excellence, then you can also participate in the internship program.
Yeah, what's that internship program?
In the internship program, you would be working in a simulation project with the multiple different consultants. We would be giving a project to you, not to you, to the full team. A project scenario would be given that we are basically, you need to start the project from this first phase, from the preparation phase, then the blueprint phase, design phase, you need to start it and get it completed till the end by doing all the activities which a functional consultant does.
Okay, all right, thanks.
Sure, thank you. Okay, this was a question from Mandeep. I don't see any other questions. Because we don't have any other question, we are ending this session here for today. Yeah, Nishant, please go ahead.
Yeah, hi. So my question is based on ABAP. Okay, so I want to join for the ABAP course, but you told me that there is a course going on, right?
The ABAP course is already going on.
Yeah.
Yes.
So how many months has it been? Like for how long has it been started?
I think it is started around a month ago. Right now we are ABAP core blueprint has been completed. We are on to the OOPS ABAP, and very soon
Okay.
we'll be starting with the ABAP on HANA. So it's almost, you can say that 50% is done.
So when will be the next batch be starting? Can you guide on me on this part?
Next batch would be starting in the month of somewhere around, because December, January, 2 months it will take, February.
February, right?
Yeah, February, but you can enroll it right now. For that, you would be getting all the video access. You can go through the videos by the time we are starting with the new course, and you would be getting to enroll even in the current session batch also. If you want to jump in the few classes, you would be able to attend. We give you access for 1 year, not for the server, but for the attending the live trainings, you will be having access for 1 year. In 1 year, whatever the different number of iterations we do, or the different number of batches we do, you would be able to attend all of them.
Okay. So I just want to like connect with you personally. Would that be possible?
Yeah, that is possible. Bhupender has earlier given a link. Bhupender will share the link again. You can book a one-to-one session with me, where we can discuss more.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Sure. Okay. The link has been shared by Bhupender. I don't. Beena is asking, can you please change the time of training? Beena, it's very difficult based on the trainer's availability. We put it up the time, so it's very difficult to get it changed. If it is not suitable to you, you would be having access to the recordings. Okay, so with that, we are ending our session here for today. Beena, just drop an email to support team and then they would be able to check if they can do anything. Okay, with that, we are ending our session for today and we would be catching you into the next session. Thank you everyone for joining today and we'll catch you later after 15 days in Step Up Cycle.